so this is me. You can go to Sachs.com to find out more about me professionally, creatively. You can go to coolpillows.com. I also have a website called the Museum of Marketing Madness where I make fun of advertising, marketing. I have an email account too, and there's a phone number. And I'm on social media, but I don't do anything. I don't post or whatever. So sorry. Anyway, thanks a lot. Welcome. This is the first time, actually, one of the first times I've done this with people who are in product design and user experience, because a lot of times I do this in front of an audience that I have to explain what a hamburger menu is. You guys know does anybody not know what a hamburger menu is? Anyway, so I'm going to do a little about me. I'll talk about my professional background, my creative background, and then we'll do a little sort of UX comedy and a thing I call the adapter. So a few notes about some of the slides and bullets. Utilizing bullets and slides is okay, but I remember a presentation when somebody simply read every bullet from my mouth. We didn't know when that person was going to stray, perhaps even a little bit from the bullets on the slide he read, but it was getting really tedious and boring that this person didn't have the sensibility, the imagination, the spontaneity to improvise or talk freely using the bullets as a launching pad to present original thoughts and ideas, and it just kept going on and on. We were wondering, like, when is this guy going to stop? I mean, why? What's the point of having all these bullets on the slide if you're going to read every single one of them? Anyway, so like I said, I wasn't really planning on using slides, but I thought, let me play around with this and see. There isn't really a thing called UX comedy. We didn't know what to call this, and in fact, it's kind of like cardboard music. You can make music with cardboard, but who wants to hear it? So I don't know they're necessarily calling it UX comedy helps. I've been doing this for a while, doing monologues and stories. It's not really stand-up, but it's based on building stories around some of the work I do. I did a show that took some place recently called Are You Experienced? Are You User Experienced? And I don't like that name because, first of all, I'm sure everybody's seen some articles online or presentations doing a wordplay on the Jimi Hendrix album, and I just feel like it's not that original. We're not shooting LSD into our eyeballs, so maybe we can come up. If anybody has another name for the show, please feel free. And by the way, fuck, I'm gonna curse. Okay, just deal with it. This is not professional. I'm not working. You're not paying me to be here. So fuck off. Anyway, but my professional background, I've been doing user experience since well before it was called UX. I like to say that's one way to sum it up. I've grown with practice. I've done everything, a lot of what you can do within the full life cycle of any project. Everything from usability, user research. I've been in usability labs. I've done research in the field with technicians in trucks, call centers, sales reps in the field, and of course I've done a bulk of our work is those product requirements, design, wireframes, personas, design, all of that. Done my share of implementation and optimization, and I do know my code. I am not a developer. You do not want me developing, but I know my JavaScript and CSS and HTML, and been around some blockchain. I know voice and data networks pretty well, ERP, e-commerce strategy. Agencies, I've been at, I've been at an agency under one of the conglomerates, at least one agency under Omnicom or WPP or IPG or Havas or Publicis. So that pretty much covers almost every agency. But I didn't work at every single one. Anyway, clients have been at Avis, Verizon, Starwood, a couple of other companies, and I'm really sort of a hybrid now. So I've been doing this a while, but I'm mostly contracting, and it's given me more opportunity to be best be flexible, but I'm not climbing the corporate ladder, and it's swinging from vine to vine. So if anybody's interested in contracting, it's not for the faint of heart, so just know that. Creative background, I have BA in English from NYU, MFA in film. I did an award-winning short film called Wild Sound. I've had screenplays in development, I've done writing, worked for hire, staff locations, music videos, did some karaoke music videos. I was actually a student human trick too, and I've just continued to write and perform as I became a parent and husband and took on, my wife does cat rescue, so somebody's got to do the work, so I'm making the money. I've been published in the McSweeney's, American Bystander, other course I do the comedy show. So, about user experience, the word user, so a lot of people wonder, particularly when I talk, you guys kind of know this, but why users? I mean, it's kind of like not a very nice term to refer to. I mean, users are, drug addicts, really. I mean, it's not a very nice way to refer to your customers. But then, if you think about it, I mean, if you're in business and you're just talking among friends and you want to refer to your customers as users, someone addicted to your product, well, then why the hell not call them users? I mean, this is business brought to you by the people that got you OxyContin and cigarettes and so much more. So why it's not UE, I don't know. I don't really care, but it should be abbreviated UE, not UX. I think there's an X fetish out there with the committee that comes up with acronyms. I don't know, but they XML, X Games, X-Rays. So, because if it was UE, every time we'd say UE Lewis is in the room, and be like, whoa, I'm on a nostalgia tour. Why am I? Anyway, so I don't know why that is, but this is not going to work, so I'm going to skip this. But basically, well, whatever. The point here. Somebody say something? All right. It's just a dog. Okay. Anyway, the point here, it won't play because you're on the fonts, but whatever. The point is, it's a point about camel case. And the joke here is, of course, XML is referred to as XML, even though it could be referred to as EML because it's extensible markup language. But that would sound ML, and it doesn't sound as cool as XML. So there is I'll skip all the animations here, but basically I was showing you how camel case works. Isn't that cool? I spent way too long on that slide. Anyway, but here's a very important point. There are two types of camels out there, the dromedary and the Bactrian. Now you would think with camel case that the dromedary is the longer word, that would be the word, and it has an M in it, that would be the word that has two humps, right? But actually, Bactrian has two humps. Dromedary only has one. So if you leave here with anything, know that, please. Anyway, all right. So let me talk to you about this adapter. I hear some booze out there, so somebody loses. This adapter was introduced in 2016 when Apple rolled out the iPhone 7. That year, they did something nobody had ever done before: wireless headphones. Actually, wireless headphones have been around for a while, but they got rid of the 3.5 millimeter, also known as mini headphone jack, a port that had been on audio devices since the days of the Walkman, for Christ's sakes. And they gave us all what? AirPods. You see, the little white plastic hanging out of your ears. Looks like you got candle wax dripping out of your brain. It sells for $158, comes with a carrying case, looks like a dental floss dispenser, and has a little lightning port on the side because these cordless headphones need to be charged. It's just I need another thing to charge in my life. It's great. And not only that, of course, it's lightning, and lightning is the special design in California by Apple. Super cool, really looks great, but it breaks down, it's hard to repair. It costs more than all the other charging things out there, so anyway, fine. Now, in 2017, Apple introduced the iPhone 8 and the iPhone 10. And the 10 actually was Roman numeral 10. So some people originally were calling it the iPhone X, but Apple insists it's the iPhone 10. And that was a big deal because it was the iPhone was 10 years old. And they wanted, I guess you're having a birthday party for a smartphone, and you forget how to count because they never had an iPhone 9. And then it took them 2 years to go through iPhone X and XRS and XRJ, and the L train is under construction and whatever. So, Now, when they introduced the 3.5 millimeter to Lightning adapter for the iPhone, Apple knew full well that the world would come and burn effigies of Steve Jobs and Cupertino if they didn't give us some way out. So they gave us this. And the thing about this is what really gets me is why did they get rid of the 3.5 millimeter thing, and why are we in this predicament with this thing? So, anybody know how many iPhones Apple sold in 2018? No guesses, good, fine. 220 million. How were they able to sell 220 million phones? I'll tell you how. Make the phone do more shit we don't need it to do. It's a phone, it's a camera, it's got every app ever existed, it's an accelerometer, a gyroscope, a compass, it's got buzzers and things blinking all the time and everything. What else can you do with this thing? I mean, design jewelry, clip your toenails, extrude homemade durum wheat pasta from its innards. So the thing about it is it really just drove me nuts about having this, and I started to think, you know, I'm running around with these things and this thing, and I'm worried about losing it, and I'm looking at people, I'm thinking, you know, I do want to, I don't care if you know, you've heard about people falling, dropping their AirPods on the subway tracks, and some people are running down there and getting them and getting almost caught in the third rail or whatever. I don't care, I want that, I don't even want that. You know what I want? I just want a chip in my brain and just feed me this stuff through the ether, because I don't want to have to worry about losing my 3.5 millimeter to lightning adapter.